Are you feeling trapped, ashamed, and wondering why you keep going back to porn? If so, then today's episode is for you. Guys, in this episode of The Rebuilt Man, we are exposing the 10 biggest lies that keep men addicted and powerless against their pornography addiction. These aren't just lies that are holding you back, but they're stopping you from living the life that you truly deserve to live. Guys, let's get ready and stick with me as we break down each lie and discover the truths that can set you free. Before we get too deep into the episode, guys, we remind you who we are and what it is we do here. My name is Coach Frank Rich, founder of Rebuilt Recovery and host of the Rebuilt Man podcast. And it is our mission to help men become better men by quitting porn and rebuilding their lives. Guys, these lies, they can keep us a slave. They can keep us stuck in these cycles. And chances are, if you're trying to break free or you're stuck in this relapse recovery cycle, you're probably believing many, if not all, of these lies. You know, for me, I can think back to 2018, 2019, I really started down this path. There were so many lies that I believed through my 20s and 30s. And many of them I'm going to expose and share with you today. So let's jump right in. Lie number one that I think holds so many men from truly unlocking freedom and truly stepping into the life that they deserve to live is a lie that they can quit anytime they want. It's not that big of a deal. I can stop this anytime I want to. You know, I just recently was out west in Scottsdale at a business event, and the videographer of the event was asking me about my business and how we are helping guys break through. And he had a hard time understanding pornography addiction. He's like, I've watched it. I don't know if I'm addicted. And I posed a challenge to him. I said, then commit to going 30 days because here's what I know will be true. If you commit to going 30 days without pornography, you either A, will prove to yourself that you are not strong enough to quit and you can seek out the help that you need, or if you make it to that 30-day mark, your life will improve in many ways. But guys, if we're looking for freedom, if we're looking to step up and level up in our lives, we got to stop believing that we can quit anytime we want. We got to have a level of urgency in our lives. Lie number two is it's harmless and everybody watches it. Guys, we may believe this, but we know it's harming us. More and more of the research is showing that it impacts the prefrontal cortex. It slows down our mental processing. It disconnects us from ourselves. It disconnects us from God. But let's talk about the people that are on the screen. The rates of suicide, the rates of depression, the rates of drug abuse, the rates of sexual abuse across the pornography industry are alarming. These are young women. These are other men's daughters that are put in vulnerable positions. And we use them for self-gratifying pleasure. Now, it harms the people around us as well because when we are addicted to pornography, we do not show up as the greatest version of ourselves. So we've got to stop believing the lie that it is harmless and is not harming anybody. Lie number three, watching porn is better than cheating. Many men that are stuck in a sexless marriage believe this lie. That, well, I could go out and I could cheat on my wife, but you know what? At least I'm only doing it through porn. Let's talk about the disconnect and the emotional betrayal that brings into our relationships. But is it really better? Is it really better to have lies and secrets? Maybe ask yourself, why do I have a sexless marriage? Maybe ask myself, why is my wife not desiring me? Instead of pointing the finger and playing the victim and saying, you know what, I need porn because nobody will sleep with me, ask yourself the question, why will nobody sleep with you? And take responsibility for becoming a man that your wife desires. Line number four, I deserve this release after a long, hard day. Guys, I get it. We're out there. We're building businesses. We're building the world. We're working blue collar. Just because you put in a hard day's work doesn't mean that you get to objectify other people. The reward for the hard day's work is the hard day's work. It's the steps that you made towards the better version of yourself. It's getting closer to the man that God has called you to be. Maybe if the work that you're doing doesn't bring you fulfillment, maybe you ask yourself, why am I caught up in a job that doesn't bring me fulfillment and joy? But it's the same belief, it's the same lie that after a long day's work, I deserve the drink, I deserve the smoke, I deserve the drugs, I deserve the pornography. These are nothing more than coping mechanisms that we use to escape the reality that we're maybe not living the life that we want to live. So we got to stop believing that we deserve something because of a hard day. Lie number 5, it's not affecting my relationships. We talked about this in lie number 3. It obviously is infecting your relationships because it's impacting you and it's impacting in how you show up in those relationships. It rewires your brain, affecting your ability to connect with others. It makes your wife and your spouse and the people in your life look at you with less respect. Or it affects how we can actually connect with people. It removes us from being present in those moments. So we can stop believing the lie that it's not affecting the people and the relationships in our life. Lie number 6, I need to handle it. I need it to handle stress and or boredom. I get it. Our lives are stressful. The more and more you want to do in this world, the more stress is going to be presented to you. But is porn really the best option to deal with your stress, to deal with your boredom? For one, I can tell you it is not the goal. It is not the solution to your boredom because it's only going to make you feel more alone and isolated. Now, with stress, it does a great job of regulating your nervous system. It takes you out of a sympathetic and puts you into a parasympathetic state. I get that. But there's a lot of healthier ways to do that. So it's in the development of those skills that you can actually learn to stop using porn as a coping mechanism to deal with your stress and anger. Line number 7, porn is safer than maybe a real relationship. This comes from men that have maybe been heartbroken or maybe afraid of getting heartbroken. Guys, as I stand here today as a 41-year-old man, somebody that's had their heart broken multiple times, losing those relationships were some of the best things that happened to me, though. Because as I reflect back, I realized that I needed to grow in order to not allow that to happen again. If you're afraid of getting hurt, if you're afraid of getting heartbroken, you will never experience the true joy that can come with a real relationship. So don't believe what the internet's going to tell you. Don't believe what the red pill community or black pill community is going to push down your throat, that all women are evil, that they're all danger, that they're all out to get you. You deserve a real connection, a real relationship with a woman in this world. And believing that porn is going to be safer and is going to give you a better relationship than a real one would is a lie that's going to keep you stuck. Lie number 8, I'll quit when I'm in a serious relationship. I'll quit when I get a girlfriend. I'll quit when I get married. Guys, relationships don't solve your problems. They become magnifiers for your problems. If you go into your relationship as a porn addicted man, you will be in that relationship as a porn addicted man. In reality, the relationship is just going to make the issue get even worse because now you're hiding, now you're lying, now you're keeping things from your partner. And it's going to create this cycle where now you have more guilt and shame, and now you need to use porn even more to cope with the feelings that you have because of the things that you're lying about in your relationship. You got to commit to going into a relationship free already. I advise all young men to not pursue an intimate relationship with a woman until you have fully conquered your sexual desires. So don't believe that just getting a relationship is going to solve this problem for you. Lie number 9, this one I see keeps so many men stuck, is the lie that you're too far gone or it's too hard to quit. It doesn't matter where you are in this journey. We've had guys from 18 to 78 inside of our programs. Nobody's too far gone. I've heard every possible story out there. Men that believe that when they share something with me, it's going to be something that I've never heard or never experienced. But trust me, as somebody that dealt with a 20-plus-year pornography addiction, has helped thousands of men to freedom as well. Nobody is too far gone. If you commit to doing the work, if you commit to creating a new identity, and you commit to becoming the man that can conquer this addiction, you can have freedom if you're willing to do what it takes. And line number 10 is the one that I struggled with for so many years. And it's the belief that I'm the only one that's struggling or I'm alone in this battle. Guys, there are millions of men that are struggling on a daily basis.